Welcome, this is Helen Honey and we're back with another video today. So today's video will be about the eye of the storm. When I say the eye of the storm, sometimes when we're in the eye of the storm, we can't see a way out. But we have to realize that just how that storm started, it can end. And sometimes during life, we can only see what is happening. We can only be in the temporary feeling or experience that we're experiencing at the moment, not realizing that this moment is temporary. This moment is not going to last forever. This experience is just a pit stop on the journey. And sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we forget that we may go through things in life, but with us going through things in life, it may last a season, it may last a few months, it may even last a few years, but nothing's ever permanent. Everything that we go through is temporary. And while we're in that temporary spot, in that eye of the storm, we forget that just before the storm, it was stillness, it was sun out. And while we're in that eye of the storm, we're only paying attention to all the things that is happening. When we're in that storm, we have all this debris, we have all this material that is surrounding us, that is hitting us. No one said that while you was in the storm, it was going to be a smooth ride. But we know that on the other side of that eye, it is clear. After the storm, it's always clear. So when we're in the process of being in the eye of the storm, we may feel like it's no way out. We may feel like this is happening to me. Why is this happening to me? We may feel like we're alone. We may even feel like we're not going to make it. But we got to realize that just like before that storm happened, it was beauty outside. The sun was shining. The birds were chirping. It's going to be like that after. It may not seem like it when you're in the storm. It may not seem like it when you're in that period of your life when it feel like, I don't know what's going on. But you have to realize just how the storm is moving and it seems like it's uncontrollable. Just like it seems like the storm has no type of control, no type of structure. It does. You may feel like, oh, this storm is going here and there and everywhere. But in reality, the storm have a spirit of its own. The storm is trying to teach. The storm have a lesson. The storm have some type of experience that you may need to see or feel in that moment. And it's not to punish you. With the storm, it's so much debris. With the storm, it's so many different things that's happening. And sometimes during that storm, you lose focus. You forget what you're doing. You forget who you are. You forget that even during the storm, you're guided. You're provided for. You're taken care of. When you're in the eye of the storm, you have to realize it is an alchemical process happening. It is something happening behind the scenes that you cannot see. What if the storm is preparing you for something? What if the storm is showing you that it took water, it took air for you to even get to this level, so you had some type of movement? In a storm, it's movement. You're not stagnant. You're not sitting still. It is some type of movement in that storm. That's why it's a storm in the first place. You're moving. Even during your storm, you're moving. So you have to realize that Sometimes when you're in the eye of the storm, it may seem like the hardest part, but on the other side of that eye of the storm, it's clarity, it's understanding, it's wisdom, it is beauty. We always enjoy the beautiful times. I know I love the sun. I know I love when it's sunny outside. But we also have to embrace the storms. We also have to embrace the rain, because without the rain, without the storms, we would have no flowers, we would have no fruit, and we would have no trees. So, that being said, sometimes we have to get shaken up. Sometimes we have to have some type of movement for we can realize that it is a bigger picture. We sometimes as humans look at things from a 1 or 2 or 3D perspective. We may be living in the 3D reality, but we got to look at things from a higher perspective. We have to look at things from a bird eye view. And just like that storm have the ability to get tall and move, the storm is flexible in a way. The storm is flexible because it is moving back and forth. It has movement. It is picking up things. It is picking up items, whether it's houses, whether it's trees, whatever it is, it's moving. Sometimes when we're in the journey, we pick up things that don't belong to us. We pick up things that we shouldn't even be holding on to anymore. Thought forms, people, places, things, whatever it is. Sometimes we pick up all these things just for at the end of the storm for us to let it go. We're not realizing that we're grabbing all these things with these elements like air and water, emotions and movement, while we're on this journey of being in the eye of the storm. And just for us at the end to let it go, to lay everything down, for it to be stillness. Sometimes during the eye of the storm, it is stillness. You may not feel like it's stillness, but in reality, we know that with the law of rhythm or the law of duality, it's polar sides to everything. And stillness do not mean stagnation, because with stillness comes clarity. So we have to realize that just how we embrace the sun in sunny days, we have to also embrace the days that storms come. In Native America cultures, they believe in rain dances. They believe in dancing in the rain. They believe in communicating with the rain, communicating with this spirit of this air and this water, being one with this air and this water. They're messengers, they're spirits, they're teachers, and they're connected to you. I know it may seem like when I'm in a situation, I can only see what's happening. But you have to know that what's happening is only one aspect. It is something bigger that is happening. You may not be able to see it because it may be behind the scenes. We're not supposed to know everything. We're not supposed to know our every move. We're not supposed to know everything that is destined for us. All we have to do and all we can do is move by our spirit. And by us moving by our spirit, being in that storm, when we have to be in that storm, we're being guided somewhere. We may not feel like we're being guided somewhere because we're so much in that moment of time, experiencing whatever we're experiencing for that temporary moment, that we see, we feel like it's happening forever, but in reality, it's not happening forever. What we fail to realize is we're connected to the seasons. We all have seasons. Just like it's winter, just like it's summer, just like it's fall. When fall comes, the trees get rid of its leaves. So just like the trees get rid of its leaves, we have to get rid of certain things. We have to let go of certain things. Just how when the sun come out, when it's summertime, we have to blossom into new things. We have to grow into something new. Nature is teaching us something. Even the so-called natural disasters is teaching us something. When it's flooding outside, maybe it's trying to teach you something about purity. Maybe it's trying to teach you something about purification, cleansing. The water spirit is about cleansing. It is about intuition. It is about knowing that I have this same element within my body and it is communicating with me. Water is connected to emotions. So what is the water trying to tell you? What is the water trying to teach you? That is something that you have to process and ask yourself. All these elements are surrounded by you, and you have the same elements within your being. So if all this is happening outside of me, I wonder what is happening on the inside of me. Because we're only seeing a reflection of what's happening on the inside. All the planets, all the elements, all of what we feel is on the outside is really on the inside. You are a walking, talking universe. So we have to know that even during the storm, even during the eye of the storm, clarity always comes if you're aware enough. You have to take a step back and see things from a higher perspective. What is this teaching me? What is this showing me? What wisdom can I gain from this experience? Can I see clear? Can I hear clear? Can I think clear? It's some type of wisdom. It is some type of knowledge there that you can gain. And it may not seem like it when you're in the storm. But you have to know just how that storm started. It's going to be over soon. The storm has to be over soon. It can't storm forever. It may seem that way, but it cannot storm forever. The sun has to come back out. Every day the sun come back out. Sometimes we don't even realize how the sun come out every day, regardless if we're going through storms or not in our lives. If I don't know nothing else, I know I don't have to question that sun coming up every day. I don't have to question if the grass going to be green outside of the seasons. I don't have to question that. So in our everyday lives, it is showing us we still have the ability to shine. We still have the ability to grow, regardless of being in the eye of the storm. And just how it rains, that is a reflection of the tears. And just how the rain grow the grass, we have the ability to grow what we're planning within our being and within our reality. So if you gotta let some tears out, if you gotta cry, then cry it out. because I don't think Mother Nature asks anyone for permission to release, to purify, to cleanse. We have to let ourselves go through different seasons. We're not just meant to be in one season forever. And I don't think that when trees lose its leaves, I don't think it's judging itself. Oh, I lost my leaves, I'm not a tree anymore. That tree still know I'm a tree regardless if I have my leaves or not. I'm still strong. I am still powerful. I am still enough. I am still growing. Just because you can't see my leaves do not mean that I am not healthy. Does not mean that I am not wealthy. Does not mean that I am not vibrant. That sun still come out every day and still shines on the trees that does not have leaves at the moment. The sun does not say, oh, I don't see greenery on you, tree, so I'm not going to shine on you. The sun continues to shine every day. The sun doesn't say, oh, grass, I see that you're brown right now, so I'm not going to give you any of my energy. It still shines. And just how the grass knows when to start back turning green, your emotions and your seasons within your life knows the same. It knows that during certain transitional periods within your life, you're going to have these different emotions, experiences. But through these different emotions, experiences, there always some type of resolution. It's always some type of journey happening. It is a journey to everything. So we have to realize that being in the storm and being in the eye of the storm, it is clarity. Because just how you're in the eye of the storm and you feel like you cannot see your way out or hear your way out or feel your way out, maybe you was just meant to be still in that one moment. Or maybe you were supposed to get shook up. Maybe you were supposed to realize some things. What if the debris in the storm hit you? Maybe you needed to faint a little bit so you can see what you really needed to see. And feel what you needed to feel because you've been suppressing yourself this whole time. Being in the eye of the storm, know that it's always a finish to that storm, and it's not going to last forever. If we know that time is an illusion, who's to say that you don't have the ability to command or govern or guide that storm if you connect to it and you communicate with it? These storms that happen within your life, maybe they're trying to teach you something. Not to punish. Never to punish. But for you to remember your true being.